What a stark difference from just a couple of weeks ago. Oh, look at that. That is crazy. It's beautiful out. It's Monday, and I am gonna hit the river. I did a little work yesterday. My back is feeling better. Still not healed all the way, but I feel good enough to go fishing. I am gonna hit the Cowlitz River, maybe a springer, maybe a steelhead if I'm lucky. Who knows? Maybe nothing. I never know. But I'm going to be bobber dogging some coon shrimp, bobber dogging some eggs, and I'm going to be pulling some divers, and I'm also going to be pulling some plugs. So I'm going to head downriver, but first I need to launch the boat. I need to get this thing in the water, get the engines warmed up, and I'm just going to start from my place here and drift on down until I run out of ambition or catch a fish. Whatever occurs first. So I'll see you out there.
This journey started in the 60s, and I have fished from Alaska to Florida, hunted the Arctic for caribou, and combed the coastlines of Kodiak and the Aleutian Islands in search of meaning and purpose. These excursions exemplify a deeper understanding of success beyond that of just catching fish or bagging big game. They are about the chase and learning who you are. They are about exploring, appreciating, and respecting the vast expanses of our nation's forests, lakes, streams, rivers, and oceans, and finding our place in the universe. My name is Gene Quinney. These are my stories, this is my life, and these are my adventures.
I didn't put the plug in. Oh man. Luckily I caught it before I got the boat off the trailer. Oh man. Looks like there's about 50 gallons of water in there. I normally go through a mental checklist before I put the boat in, but so much for my mental checklist. All right, well, let me get this thing drained and we'll get out there. All right, get these eggs ready. Little bite-sized morsels. Get a couple of coon shrimp out. Some looney coonies. A couple of these bad boys out, just like that. To get just in the right position to be able to get out of this hole. So I'm gonna go down, around, and stop at Baker Rock and start my drift from there. I wanted to do an evening fish because I just don't have the patience anymore to hang around all the guides and all the people there at the Blue Creek area. And so generally there's not that much traffic up here, but of course there's more fish down there when it comes to steelhead. So I'm gonna start my drift right here and just drift around Baker Rock. Maybe maybe pull some plugs through this deep hole down here, and then I'm gonna just jam down a little bit further. Like I said, there's usually nobody up here this time of the year, especially with springer starting. Everybody's springer fishing elsewhere. Which is perfectly okay with me. And although you may have seen a few of my videos, you'll realize, or come to realize anyway, that I like being out here. Catching fish is a bonus for me. I love being out here fishing. So I'd rather fish with peaceful solitude like this and not catch a fish than fish among crowds of people and the stress and the dealing with the wake and the noise and possibly catching a fish. This is more enjoyable to me. And every now and then I'll catch a fish. Right now I just have a mercurial bead on here. Just a single bead. Switch sides. Several years ago, I caught a springer right here. It was back when I had my Wooldridge, had an Alaskan II Wooldridge, and had an 88 SPL on the back, Evinrude, and it was had a top on it. I bought that because of my dad. We were going from an open boat center console. He was getting older, I should say. And I wanted him to be comfortable, so I bought a Alaska II and got rid of the old 17-foot Valco. And I just wanted him to be comfortable, so we got the heater up in the front, we got the top and the windshield and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here with my wife and my daughter, Jessie. It was a thunderstorm, and there were black clouds all over us. It was raining like crazy. Raining cats and dogs, as they say. And I had two rods out the back. Both of them had herring. Had a dropper rig, with about a 4 or 5 ounce cannonball, and then a herring, just like I rigged for the ocean. And so we're just sitting there. We've been there for like maybe a half an hour, and the left side rod goes off. Bam! It goes like that, and I'm like, what the heck? I jump up, get out of the cab, and run back there, and nothing. And as I'm checking the bait on the left rod, the right rod goes off, and it's just like wham, 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 wham. It was the biggest springer I've ever caught here on this river. It was huge. It was like 16 pounds, 16, 18 pounds, something like that. But yeah, it was a beast. I'm gonna run back up and pull some plugs through this. But I handed the rod off to my daughter, and she fought that thing for a while, and then I gave it to my wife. Wife fought it for a while, and then I said, okay, give me that thing. Took the rod, and we ended up netting the fish, and it was an awesome fish. Gonna go back 30 feet. Helps to have a good line counter when you're pulling plugs. And it helps to pay attention where you're at. I'm almost running aground here. Shallow alarm going off here. Okay. 4 feet. Oh, there's a fish right there. Oh yeah, okay, what do we got? It's nothing big. It's nothing big, but it is a fish. Oh, it's a nice trout. Oh man. Oh, look at that, it's a cutthroat. So it's a cutthroat, I gotta let it go. Okay. Release wild cutthroat is the reg. 1 trout in the boat. So I can't say I got skunked. Not the target species, but still a species. Well, I've got twin plugs on now. Since I got that trout, I stuck another plug on this side. You can do that as long as you pay the state for your 2-pole endorsement. Okay, well that was unproductive, so I'm just gonna shoot on down to Blue Creek. Let's go. That only took a second, didn't it? It's about a 6-mile run from my house down to Blue Creek, and I'm about a mile away from it right now. I'm gonna start up here, drift on down, but I want to set things up a little differently here. I'm just gonna go with strictly an egg, no bead, nothing like that, just eggs and then coon shrimp. So I'm gonna give that a shot. Well, this is drift number 5 down here at the wall. And I'm able to take my time because there's no other boats here and just drift down through here nice and slow. But no fish so far. I think I'm gonna make this my last drift here and then run back up, maybe pull some plugs. I'm actually thinking about maybe pulling some plugs right on the point down there too, where that swing is. Oh, now that's steelhead. Did you see that? Come on, my bait should be right by him right now. Oh, that would be awesome. That fish came up seriously. We caught that on camera, I'm sure. Got 9.9 horses going right now. Okay, well I'm gonna pull these plugs down through the wall here. You don't usually get to do this because there's people, but there's nobody here. So I'm gonna start in the upper hole like we usually do when we're bobber dogging or drifting. And I'm gonna pull some plugs down this side. Maybe I'll run into that one fish and his buddies, the one that jumped during that last drift. You know why fish jump? To give you the middle fin. This tree that's right behind me is where I seen that fish roll. So I'm gonna back down to him. Hopefully he's still in the area with his buddies. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Fish. Well, he doesn't seem to be here. Not yet, anyway. Right here, this was literally where that fish rolled. Right at the tip of this tree. So I'm gonna duck in behind it. Just gonna slip right in behind this tree here. I should tie off on it. I'm on the tree now. All I gotta do is tie off on it. Oh, there's all kinds of gear on it. Okay, let's see if that'll hold us. Should hold us right there. Kill the motor. There, we're tied off on that branch right there. Yeah, liking it. And it's in a great spot. I seen that fish roll right here. It's on this fast seam. On the inside, got one rod here, got one rod there. This is perfect. I can just chill out. This could not be a better place. Oh, and I get to relax too. That's the best part about this kind of fishing right here, is I get to relax. It's only 5:36 p.m. and I got all kinds of messages here. Okay, I'm going to switch out this inside rod to a diver, this guy here, about a 4-foot leader, a spin and glow. Looks like it's kind of wore out. Anyway, a spin and glow, and then there's going to be a clump of eggs on there, and that's going to go on that inside rod right there. I've been parked here for about 20 minutes. This is the one we're changing out. Taking this guy off. Okay, so it's gonna go just like that. Diver, spin and glow. Okay, here we go. Spinning, diving, egging. We're gonna egg them on. There we go, we're fishing. So let me put some scent on that plug. We could put some anchovy oil, some super gel shrimp, some bloody tuna, or some anise. Anise? How do you pronounce that? Everybody pronounces it a little bit different. Bloody tuna. And I'm gonna put it on the bottom. So, whoa, that's some watery stuff. Okay, there we go. Used to that super gel. And we'll go back 30 feet. Come on, fish, come on. Oh, another subscriber asked me about my boots. These boots here. These boots are made for walking. That's an old song. But no, these are extra tough. Super comfortable. They're like wearing freaking sneakers. Yeah, I've had these for probably 5 years, 6 years, and they're still like brand new. Super comfortable. Highly recommend them. They also make these in the real short ones too, like slippers that are waterproof. Of course, I don't know what good they do if they're so short. But these are really comfortable in the boat. I only wear these on the boat, either this boat here or my other boat for the ocean. Oh man, look at that. I'm right at the base of this cliff. All we need now is a fish. That reminds me of this one time we were fishing from the I-5 ramp. We launched at the I-5 ramp and we were fishing downriver from there. So it's if you're familiar with the river, it's in between Olaquah launch and I-5. We launched at I-5 and we were drifting down, and we found this one spot where I thought there was going to be fish. And this was back when I had my Alumaweld intruder, 18-foot Alumaweld intruder, had a 175 sport jet. Man, that boat was fast. But anyway, I was with Dick Ford, good, awesome friend of mine. I talk about him in one of my videos. I think it's tribute to an old friend or something. But anyway, that was back when I used to fish with my dad and Dick Ford. And we found this spot. I ran up into the spot, you know, where I thought there was going to be fish, and Dick would jump up to the front, you know, through the windshield and set the anchor out. And before we could even get the anchor out, because we were going to toss plugs, and my dad throws his plug out first, bam, fish on, steelhead. Holy crap, you know, so we stopped setting the anchor out, you know, and then I had to get the net out, control the boat, get his fish in, and we run back up, and then same exact thing. I didn't even get the boat stopped. Dick's up there at the front, and he's getting ready to set the anchor. My dad grabs his rod, and he tosses it out there. Boom, fish on. He did it 3 times in a row. It actually kind of pissed me off after the 3rd time, because I told him, I said, Dad, come on now, man. Let us get some time to get the boat set. Well, he caught 3 fish right off the bat like that, and we ended up in that one hole catching, I think it was 5. We ended up catching 5. Oh man, but that was a crazy, crazy experience. That old man of mine, boy, he was on it. Boat wasn't even stopped, and he had his rod in his hand, and he was casting out there. I miss that old guy. He lived till he was 91. I think it was 91. Come on, fish. Oh, you know, I think in one of those videos, like 3 or 4 videos ago, I was talking about me in Alaska and caribou hunting. Well, I was up there one time and one of the hunts, and I got lost. I don't know if you guys have ever been lost, but let me tell you something. It is not a fun experience. I don't remember freaking out. I don't remember, you know, losing my cool or losing my head. But what happened was I shot this caribou, and I ended up wounding it and tracking it. And if you know anything about Port Huyton, if you pull it up on the map, it's on the Aleutian Peninsula, and it's on the west coast, the west side of the peninsula, I believe. Yeah, the west side. And we were hunting. Oh, fish just jumped right there. Good grief! It was a small one, but it was still a fish. But we were hunting, and I wounded this caribou, and the thing took off towards the mountains on one side, then you got miles of tundra, and then you had the ocean, and our house was on the ocean, and we were fishing, or we were hunting in the tundra. And so I shot this caribou, and it was if you're familiar with tundra, you can look for miles and it looks flat, but it's not. It's rolling hills, you know, and crevices, and you know, all kinds of different structure, ground structure. But anyway, there was a pond, and he went into this pond, and he was standing in the middle of this pond, bleeding out in this pond, dying in this pond, and I couldn't do anything. So I just sat there. I think it was like 45 minutes or an hour, waited, and the sun was starting to go down, and this caribou tipped over in the pond, died, and I had to wait for it to drift over. There was a slight breeze, and the wind blew the thing over to the bank, and I was able to get it. I get it to the bank, and I start gutting it, and the sun's going down, and of course it's the land of the midnight sun, right? So it never really got dark, but it was starting to get twilight. Sun was starting to go over the hill, and I had this thing gutted, and I didn't know where I was. I turned around thinking, okay, I'm lost. So I knew the ocean was that direction, and so what I did is I left the caribou there, and I tried to find a landmark, and I walked in a straight line to the ocean, and I had this big Bowie knife. I still have that Bowie knife. It's in my safe. It's one my dad gave me. And I was walking and flashing this blade as I was walking. And after a little while, I'm walking, and I hear this this motor, and it was my brother-in-law, Robert, in his little bug. He had a VW bug, like a 68 or a 72 bug, something like that, you know, Baja thing, had big wide tires on the back of it. And he's seen my knife flashing in the sun, glistening in the sun, and that's where he knew to go. And so he met up with me, and then we went to the pond, and we tossed the caribou onto the hood of the bug. But yeah, that was really something. I mean, I was totally lost out there, but I knew I had to, you know, get to the ocean. Come on, fish. Oh no. Oh, well, I just got that rod untangled with all that stuff, and then now this one here is stuck on the bottom It's stuck on some braided line or stuck on a log or something like that. So it's pretty stuck. So I got to untie and I got to go. If I'm going to untie, I may as well pick up my gear and take off. So I appreciate you watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So peace, love, tight lines, and I'll see you on the water. Bye now.
If you liked this video, be sure to check out our other videos where you'll join us on the ocean catching kings and silver salmon, lakes catching kokanee trout and landlocked coho. We'll also be working our riverfront homestead and harvesting venison. Stay tuned for more fishing and hunting and outdoor adventure videos. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so you get notifications of new uploads. Thank you for watching.